Hi, I'm Zachary Bess, creator of the Inner Circle Houston and the Inner Circle Dallas, and you're watching KARLTON Says Live.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of KARLTON Says Live. Happy Friday to you. I love Fridays. Friday's always awesome.
I enjoy Fridays as well.
Yes, definitely. Well, you know me, I'm KARLTON.
And I'm Terrence. DJ I Am is in the building.
Yes, and we have today our special guest, co-host of the day. She's been here before, but now she's back. Miss Renetta DuBose. How are you today?
I'm great. It feels like home. I think last time I was here, KARLTON Says Live was 30 minutes.
Yes.
And now it's an hour.
Now it's an hour.
Yes. I wanted it.
She did.
And now it's here.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And thanks for bringing me out for the hour.
Yes, you're welcome. We always have you. And we want to give a shout out to Tamika. She's off today. So we miss you, Mika. Wish you were here. Wish you were here. But definitely, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk. Now, for those of you who may not know, there was a little Facebook post going around. And basically, it was a daughter who decided to de-invite her parents. What she did was she went home, she got the actual wedding type invitation paper, and she typed it up in nice writing, and she typed like it was an actual invitation. But what it was, she actually was telling her parents that they were not invited to a wedding, they were going to move on without her, and then she said some very inappropriate language towards her parents, saying "go F off" and all this other stuff. So she said the reason behind it was because she had been dealing with years of emotional, physical, and mental abuse. And she was just sick of it. She wanted to move on with her life with her new husband without her parents. So she disinvited him. She was like, "You're not coming, you're not invited, we're moving on, get your life, get over it, and screw you," and all sort of stuff. So the big thing about it though is, the question is, was she wrong for doing a disinvite to her parents? And was she wrong with it? And was she wrong with the language? Or so how do you feel about that? I know you just saw the invite, so what do you think about that whole situation?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure what her particular faith is, but if she wants to enjoy several years with her husband on this earth, then she should probably be honoring her parents. And so I don't think that was a way to honor them. I don't care what they did. She should be honoring her parents. I do know that, just from what I've seen, I'm not married, but I do know that wedding planning can be stressful. And it sounds like she had some pent-up emotion from the past that she did not seek counseling for. That's a problem. And it sounds like she used her wedding as an outlet to let her parents know how she's really feeling inside, when really she should have tried to worry about it, sit down, talk to them, and reconcile that. So I feel like that wasn't a way to honor her parents. I do know that a lot of therapy books tell you to write. They tell you to write a letter, and you may not necessarily have to send it to that person, but write a letter to get that off your chest so that you don't do something crazy, like go into a public place and shoot somebody or something like that. So I'm glad she didn't hurt anybody physically, but she doesn't know that she's transferring that same emotional hurt. So I think she could have found a better way. Yeah,
I definitely agree. I think, honestly, it was childish. Honestly, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, if you don't want your parents to come to a wedding, cool, but just you waste a lot of time, some wasted paper, and you wasted ink just to write a disinvite. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not trying to downgrade what she's been through. I mean, if she was physically, emotionally abused, that's sad. And like you said, counseling should have happened with the daughter and also with the parents. But I agree. I think, I have a philosophy. Family is your family, and that's what you always are going to have. And unfortunately, in this day and age, marriages don't last. So it's like, what if this marriage doesn't last? So what are you going to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm sure your mom and dad, they don't want your mom and dad calling.
I'm embarrassed.
Right. Because, I mean, no sense. I mean, your parents are, that's your foundation, you know? And so, and a lot of people don't have their parents here anymore. So, you know, I think it's sad and unfortunate sometimes that people, especially when you get older, people our age, some people don't have that close relationship with their parents. I'm close with my parents. You know, I live in the house with them. I moved back in not too long ago, but you know, I've always had that closeness or yearning for that closeness, especially with my dad. I've always been close with my mom, but just I'm with my dad. I'm actually starting to we're starting to get to know each other because we're so much alike. Me and my father, like when I was growing up, we kind of butted heads alike because we're so much alike, and I can't believe I'm admitting this, but like I said, we're alike, and it's like that's what caused us to kind of have that friction as I was growing up. But now that I'm an adult, it's kind of we're seeing each other. I kind of understand his mindset now, and he's starting to understand mine. So.
But would you dare curse them?
No.
Or
I'm crazy. My dad would still jack me up against the wall like he did when I was 10 years old. No, I ain't crazy. And then my mama is worse now. The funny thing is, the older that I've gotten, the more body my mom has gotten. She's a thug. No, seriously, like my mom will threaten us. Like she threatens, especially me and Kendra. Now the other ones, they can kind of, you know, they kind of get away with some stuff. But me and Kendra, let us say something out the way. She a thug.
Well, you know, that's a black mama. It didn't take Debbie, that's my mom. It didn't take Debbie long to grab a broom. Like, she would knock me out.
Yeah.
I didn't play around. People think,
nah.
oh, you're so sweet, you didn't get spankings. One time, my mom straight left me outside. I was acting up. She left me outside the store and drove away.
Oh, wow.
She came back, of course. She's probably like, don't tell people that I'm a social worker. But yeah, I think that's the black mama thing. This girl, she's Caucasian. She's not a black mama. You know, there's a black mama. And I think she was young too. What, she was 23?
Yeah.
She was 23 years old.
Yeah.
So you said it was childish. She's a child still.
Yeah.
She's still
I guess.
young.
I mean, if you get married, to me, you're not a child no more. You're doing adult things. So.
Well, people do adult things as kids.
That's true. But Terrence, you have kids. What do you think about the whole situation? What if your kid, one of your kids, sent you a disinvite to their wedding? Like, how would you react to that?
With a curse word in it.
I don't know how I would react to it, but
come on, Terrence, a curse word. Son, your kids curse you out.
But see, that's the thing about it. If you raise them right from the beginning, and you do what you're supposed to do, you wouldn't have to be going through these problems and these issues that you would be having now. The way she handled it, it should have been handled privately. That shouldn't have, even if she did write that, she said, hey, I feel uncomfortable having you guys here or having you guys around. But as far as my kids, I can't say it. I can't even say if, because I'm still from the old school. And me saying what I'm saying on the air might incriminate me in these days and times.
I admitted my mom kicked me out the car.
But see, that's the thing about it. See, just like Renetta just said, hey, if today's standards, if the law got a hold of what you just said, your mom will be sitting in jail.
My mom's gonna kill me.
Right now, we're raising, and I hate to put it like this and not being professional about it, but we're raising punks. I'm sorry. We're not raising kids to be adults. We do the timeout things and saying, well, this is an abuse, but again, you hear it all the time. What my parents did to me might have saved my life, because I know not to do it again. Even at my age, I'm not gonna say it, but even at my age, I know not to do it anyway. Yeah. Because I know it's consequences behind it. These kids don't have consequences.
I agree. And I guess, like you said, as an adult, like I know what line, I know what a line is. Like, I know when I'm tiptoeing it, and I know when I crossed it. And when I crossed it, I need to find somewhere else to sleep. So, you know.
I think we need to change subjects because we both just crossed the line. You just called your mom a thug.
My mom is a thug. But I call my mom a thug all the time. She knows it. Sonya Clayton got body. And in these years. I'm like, where did this come from? Girl. But
it's probably once you reach a certain age, you really don't play that.
Right.
I
ain't got time for that. Well, speaking of relationships, I know I'm jumping a little bit. We got a little bit more time in this segment. Let's talk about relationships because, you know, these people got married. And I always wanted to ask this question. I always ask it a lot. In today's society, marriage is not as sacred as it used to be. You know, it's okay to have that side chick. It's okay to flirt with other women, even if you are married or engaged or even in a relationship. My question for you two, my question is, how do you feel about, okay, let's say if your partner, you caught them cheating, would you be willing to stay in that relationship? If you caught your partner, let's say y'all been together for 3 years. Would you be willing to stay in that relationship? You're not married. I'm talking about relationship, like your boyfriend and girlfriend. Would you be willing to stay in that relationship?
I don't know. That's a 50-50. If we was married, I'll stick in there through and through until I just don't see no more.
Okay. But relationship, no.
But relationship, I got options.
You got options?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
I feel like he had options in the relationship.
What that mean?
That's what I'm saying. I got options. I mean, if I'm married, I'm committed. I'm under God's eye.
You mean options as in you can get out of the relationship?
Right.
Oh, I thought you meant options as in you had other people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought you want to clarify that.
I have those options to jump out.
Gotcha.
With no consequences, because getting married is easy. Getting a divorce is worse than trying to pull an application for a house. For real. That's just the logistics of it.
I've heard that. You know, I'm wired differently, and I think if everyone was wired like me, we wouldn't have divorce. I'm just loyal. I feel like even if you're in a relationship, you should be acting as if you want to be married, as if you're about to go down that road. So if there are any problems, whatever it is, because of course the marriage vows include nothing. There's no get out of jail free card. You stay. Sickness, whatever, health, wealth, the breadline, whatever it is. And that includes, unfortunately, some of the things that we deal with, some of the evils that we deal with in this world, like cheating, like overeating, like whatever it is, porn, you know, because that is a form of cheating, cheating online. People don't realize that when we inbox our ex, you know, that's tiptoeing into the cheating arena. And so I would stay and work it out, but I'm one of those loyal girls who, you know, when you got me, you got me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so whether it's just my boyfriend or whether it's marriage. So I feel like, you know, I'd stay. Now there is a limit. There is a limit, of course, because if we read in the Bible, there is a reason for divorce. There's an area where it's allowed. Marital unfaithfulness is one of them. But I just feel like we don't honor relationships even. Definitely marriage, but relationships, because we want to be social. We want to be, we want the media to set the standard for our relationship. And I think we're doing the same thing with allowing the media to set our gender roles. You know, we see men with high heels and purses, you know, so I think that if we just all go back to about the year 1292, 1698. I'm just an oldie like that. I just, you know, I could walk around in 16th century clothing and be happy. But I'm just really happy being old school. Just, you know, that's just me. We don't honor the institution of marriage. We don't respect people. You know, we're not kind and nice. We don't pray for each other. We don't pray away necessary evils that come, and you know, I think that's why we're having so many problems. You know.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely an interesting topic, and it's something I definitely want to get more in depth to when we have more time. So definitely, I want to eventually set up like a relationship panel. I think that would be real dopeness. I think that's something we need to work towards.
When do we do that? Let's do it soon.
Let's do it very soon. Let's work on it. Definitely. I seem to have more time on my hands these days.
That's right. Right. Your deadline, like I always give you a deadline.
Right, I know.
Your deadline is April.
Okay. You're welcome. All right, and with that said, we are going to throw to our first music video of the week, but we also have a surprise for you. The cast of Karma is in the house, and we're going to talk to them about the brand new season coming up very soon. But y'all check out this video, and we'll be right back.
Setbacks, plenty hard times, but my drive keep me standing tall through the grind. So when that storm come, I smile at them gray skies. Though the odds against me, I'm still fighting. And like Father Time history, I'm still writing. I embrace struggle, I endure the pain, cause the sunshine always comes after rain.
Keep your head up to the sky. Your time will come, everything will be alright.
Standing tall like a soldier, the pressure is so heavy, it's forcing you to be stronger. Life is crazy and sometimes bipolar, way more highs and lows than your favorite roller coaster. And getting through it sometimes can be hell, especially when you're down and no one really cares. Bills piling up, your paper trail will still. You down bad, got you singing blues like Adele, but don't stop, keep pushing. You ain't by yourself, cause God is always looking. The fact that you're still here is only proof in the pudding. Always keep that faith in that recipe that you cooking. And it's easier said than done, but you can shine bright just like the morning sun. I embrace the struggle, I endure the pain, cause the sunshine always comes after rain.
Keep your head up to the sky. Your time will come, everything will be alright. Don't give up the fight. Sunshine will come, everything's gonna be alright. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. See, in life there's so much pain. There's always sunshine after the rain. Hey, yeah. There's always sunshine after the rain. Keep your head up to the sky. Hey, yeah. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Don't give up the fight. Don't give up the fight. Everything's gonna be alright. Keep your head to the sky. Sunshine will come. Everything will be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
All right, guys, welcome back to KARLTON Says Live. Now, I have a treat for you guys. Renetta, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome.
I'm so ready.
We have the cast of Karma here. They are here with us, and so we are going to throw to them now. Here they are, Ashley Black, Rashonda Martin-Butler, and Natalya Johnson. They are the cast, the ladies of Karma.
Hello. How you doing?
How y'all doing today?
Good. I'm lovely.
I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen y'all like together because you know we stopped filming like a minute, so
yeah. I miss y'all. Good time. Good time. Bring it in.
Yes.
I really don't like them though. I just have to tell you.
She's I love it. I love it. Now, like I said, for those who don't know, Ashley plays Karma, and then Natalya plays Valerie. In season 1, you guys shared a man. Jordan.
That's why she said that.
So, what happens, for those who don't know, Karma was dating Jordan. She didn't know he was married, and we find out that he's married to Valerie, and then Valerie finds out, and so now there's a war between Valerie and Karma. But not to ruin it for you, something happens. You know, Karma does make a decision when it comes to Jordan. But let's talk about the beginning of the show, like when y'all first read the script and everything. How did y'all feel about Karma? It's like overall view, season 1. Like I was like, okay, I got it. Okay, what we doing?
Man, from when you first brought it to me, I was already excited. But then when I read it, oh my gosh, like I was beyond like ready to shoot.
Go, Natalya.
Me reading the script and I mean comparing season 1 to now season 2, I see like, you know, Karma transitioning or whatever. But I mean, from reading that script, I mean, I was pretty much on board. I'm like, okay, you know, this is the drama. This is what I like right here. You know, it's my thing right here. Okay, you know, I'm on board. So hey, I mean, it's pretty much, it's been an experience for me, and I mean, I'm glad to be a part of it.
So speaking of experience, like just talk about just the experience as far as doing the show. Cause like I said, it's for those who don't know, it takes a lot of hard work to put a show together. So just y'all experience from season 1, because y'all been since the beginning. Talk about your experience from then till now.
I still haven't learned to get on time. I haven't learned that lesson yet. I'm still late all the time. Carlton has a lot of patience with me, but I think just more like knowing my character is definitely, I'm becoming more Karma as I come on set, and it's easier to transition from Ashley to Karma, and of course the bonds that we have. It's season 2 is gonna be good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Now, Rashonda, you're the new person on the block.
I am Hilary McCullough. Hello.
So, talk about your coming into this picture, because I don't know if, like I said, did you see Karma season 1 or did you?
I saw snippets of it to do background so I can know what I was entering into when I became a part of production. I think the entire cast is fabulous. Everybody stands their own in their own character or whatever. It is absolutely a privilege to work with KARLTON. He is awesomeness, awesomeness. She's a straight fool off the camera. Love her, and this right here has a mother's soul. I love her personality. I really do. But I am so happy to be a part of the production of Karma.
Now let's talk about y'all characters. Let's talk about Karma, and then let's talk about Hilary and talk about Valerie. Like Karma, give us, if for people who haven't watched it, you've been living under a rock. I'm just playing. But let's explain Karma. Who is Karma Jones?
Karma is an independent woman. She's I would say she's a hopeless romantic. She is in love with love, or in love with the fact of being in love, if that makes any sense. And so she's easily manipulated and kind of easily duped, if you should say, I guess. And I mean, she's very naive. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much sums up Karma. If you watch it, you will understand why. Like she's
she's very complicated, I would say.
She's very complicated.
Yeah. Because like one minute she's independent, the next minute it's like, I want man, I want love. You know.
Yeah, it's like she doesn't know what she wants. Whether she wants to be, oh well, I'm fine without him, or let me call him.
Yeah.
Sounds like most women now.
Absolutely.
Not me.
Let's Hilary McCullough again. She's new. Y'all meet her in season 2. Like, explain Hilary. Like, what do we have to look forward to when we meet Hilary?
What you have to look forward to? That old saying say, "Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer." That is definitely the character of Hilary. Not related to Rashonda at all. Very far, far away. I do love playing Hilary. I like that it shows another version of women that out there, that there are deceitful women, spiteful women, women who are going after what they want at any means necessary. I'm going to take you down and through there is what Hilary's lifestyle is. Yes.
She about that life.
I'm about that life. Hilary, about that life.
All right, and last but not least, Valerie.
Valerie. What can I say? This season, you know, she's going through a lot. You'll see her transition. She's coming from, you know, this relationship with the man who pretty much cheated on, you know, cheated on Valerie with Karma or whatever. So, you know, Valerie is pretty much that woman who's scorned, who's trying to actually find her way on her own. So, I mean, she's pretty much, you know, she's in need of love, you know. So, you'll actually see that this season with, you know, that character as well. So,
Cool.
How do y'all keep the momentum between season 1 and 2? How do you bring it back?
Man, like she said, we are all straight fools. Like, the energy is constant, like, when we're on the scene. And plus, I've literally watched Karma season 1 probably like 5-6 times. Because sometimes you do forget. It's been some time, but I constantly keep up just to keep it in the back of my head of, okay, this is what's going on. Oh, I gotta remember this is, you know, the little things that I do. I said do. Yeah, but to bring back certain things that I do in season 1 to bring back in season 2.
Things that people like, they love, that you want to continue to do. Cool.
So what do you guys think that women in particular, well, anybody, but women in particular, what can they learn from this show? What can they get? Because I know with me, with Victory Productions, I definitely want to make sure, it's entertaining, and yes, it's fun, but I want to make sure people get a message. I know sometimes our methods are a little out there sometimes, but there's always a message with the VP brand. But what do you guys think that people can get from this show, from Karma?
My personal opinion is, as women, we really go out there and we chase these men and we put ourselves out there like that. From Karma, please, taking from me, myself, love yourself first. Love who you are. Stop chasing these men. Stop chasing their cars. Stop chasing their things. They're just material things. When you find a man that's for you, he better be connected with God. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But from here, most definitely, self-love is what I take from Karma.
I agree.
Absolutely. And I think God has given women one gift that, I mean, I guess man does have it, but every woman has this one gift, and that's intuition. And I think women need to learn to trust and listen to their intuition, because usually the intuition is correct. So certain signs, certain things, just, you know, pay attention to. Just use your mind, not just your heart.
Gotcha. Now, last question. As you guys can see, there are no men here on this couch.
You're a man.
I'm on the couch. I know I'm a man. I'm not a man. I'm just talking about like the cast. Let me correct that. There are no male cast members here in the studio, so I'm gonna ask you guys for your honest opinions. What do you guys think about your male co-hosts? Because they're not here, and so you know, what do you guys think about them?
I love them. They're awesome. I love all of them. They're all handsome and stuff. All built and stuff.
You would ask that?
Yes.
I would. Of course I am. You know I'm gonna ask it.
Oh yes. Lord.
And they're gentlemen. They are all gentlemen. I can say that every male that has been on the set, Rashonda is a very much big fan of gentlemen. And every male that is a part of this production are gentlemen. They respect the ladies. They respect how we feel. They respect our personal space. My experience. So they're handsome girls.
I love this show.
Handsome.
That's funny.
Handsome.
I love her. I think they're all like extremely talented. Like, our men are so talented. It's not even funny. Like, they bring more energy out of me with working with them. Like, it's one in particular that makes me a little nervous, but you know.
Who?
Do tell.
Or no.
He's not here.
Like, Carlton knows. It was like one time, I mean, like, literally, like, I could not get any lines right, but you know.
She pulled it together.
I did.
Eventually.
Kept it professional.
She got a bobo.
No.
Talia.
Honestly, like, working with the cast, the guys of the pretty much the entire cast of Karma, I mean, they've been like pretty much a pleasure to work with. Like, working with them, they make me feel comfortable, confident. So I mean, hey, it's been pretty much a great experience working with them. They're very talented, especially, you know, I'm not gonna call out any names. They're all pretty much talented in their own ways. So I mean, it's been a blessing and a joy to work with them. So.
Awesome. And I'm going to say this. It's been a blessing working with you ladies. It's been an awesome experience. I'm so ready for people to see season 2. It's going to be awesome. It will be next Friday premiere, so I'm excited about that.
I'm excited.
Super
We don't see it.
They don't see it.
So we're waiting just like y'all are
everything. Yes.
Yeah, so we definitely want you guys to check it out, but we have a treat for you guys. We have a sneak peek, we kind of show sneak peeks here, so that's the privilege of being a creator. You can do stuff like that. But we have a scene for you guys, actually featuring all 3 of these ladies that we're going to show you guys. But thank you guys for joining us today. Thank y'all for being a part of KARLTON Says Live. It's always a privilege seeing you 3. They're busy, so they got some stuff they got to do. You know, it's
Mama do this.
I'm going to work.
Oh man, I love it. But thank y'all again so much for coming through.
Thank you.
Awesome. And you guys enjoy this clip. And after the clip of Karma, we'll be right back with some more entertainment talk. KARLTON Says Live.
I know. Girl, that food was so divine. I forgot how good Southern cooking is.
Girl, yes. But you know, eating here will have you in the gym for an extra hour.
Well, we got to stay trim and cute.
Silly.
I can't say the same about that one.
Hey, Valerie.
Whatever. What's all that about?
Girl, it's a long story.
Okay.
I just got a text from Terrence saying that he wants me back at the studio ASAP.
Okay, let's just get out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing this great man. He is the executive producer and creator of a web reality show, a web reality series called The Inner Circle Houston. And I am here today with Mr. Zachary Bess. How you doing today, man?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for calling in today, man.
Well, thank you for the opportunity for me to call in. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Now, Zachary, like I said, you have a web reality show. It's called The Inner Circle. Now, what made you say, hey, I want to do this? Because, you know, as a web creator myself, I know it takes a lot of hard work to put something like this together. You know, my show is actually scripted, but yours is, like I said, your reality show. So, what made you say, hey, I want to kind of step out and do this thing?
Well, to be honest, there was a show called Endless Dallas that was here in Dallas. And so, you know, they had the casting for it, and of course I wanted to be on TV. So I was like, oh, let me go see if I can try to be on it. Of course I didn't make it, obviously. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just make my own show. So, and then on top of that, on my YouTube channel, I also do interviews with reality stars and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, you know, maybe I can try to get into filmmaking or reality TV. Because the people I know, out there, the people on the cast, are really entertaining, and I feel like a lot of times with reality TV, you don't have millions of dollars.
Right.
You're not driving a Porsche or a Bentley or whatever else. They're not interested in you. So I was like, well, you know, I know some everyday, average people who are real interesting, and I feel like they should be on TV. So that's how I created the show.
Awesome. Now, like I said, you started off with 5 cast members on The Inner Circle Houston, and now this season you have 6. What made you particularly say, first of all, let's introduce them. Who are they, for people who haven't seen the show? Who are they, and what made you pick each person that's on the show now?
Okay. Ashton is my sister. So, you know, let me try to put my sister on there. Ashton is my best friend. I've known him for, I want to say, like 8-9 years. Erica, actually went to school with Erica, so she's actually my best friend as well. Chris is my cousin, and Naya is my sister's best friend, but she's also her baby daddy is my sister's. Hold on. My sister's name is Daddy is her brother. So.
Gotcha.
And then Shay, I really didn't know too much of Shay, so Shay actually knew Tanaya and my sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So for those of you who I don't know if you guys checked it out, the Inner Circle Houston, last week's episode, basically this season was building up to this huge fight, this huge thing. There's a battle between Tanaya and Shay. So there's this big thing, and then last week's episode really ended. It really had a lot of punches going on. So I'm gonna let you guys check out this clip real quick, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk to Zachary about it. So y'all check this out. So, like I told you, big fight, right? Tanaya and Shay. Now, Zachary, break this down to us. Like, why is there a beef? What's going on with these two? Like, why do they not like each other?
Okay, so Tanaya and Ashton obviously are best friends.
Right.
Tanaya and Shay, they've had a friendship and a relationship before Ashton and Tanaya really got cool like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Shay, I feel, is kind of hurt by it. I feel like Shay feels like Tanaya dropped her to be friends with Ashton.
Okay.
And so that's kind of stewing within Shay, throughout the entire season.
Okay. Cool. Now, I want you guys to check out this clip. This is actually coming on today. So y'all check this out real quick, and we'll jump back into it. All right. So we see that this is the aftermath of the fight from what we just saw. What can we expect because this episode's coming out today, what can we expect in this episode?
Well, with this episode, it definitely kind of pulled down a little bit from, obviously, last week where there was this whole big blowout.
Mm-hmm.
So with this episode, you kind of can expect everybody to just kind of talk about what went on and what happened. This one, actually, there's 2 episodes left to the season after this one.
Okay.
So that's the season finale in 2 weeks, and all I can say is the next 2 episodes are something that you really want to watch because the truth comes out about something and it kind of throws everybody closes.
Okay.
So definitely something you want to watch.
Wow. Definitely. That's what's up. Now, you have another show that's coming out real soon. This guy's building a franchise here, which I think is awesome. The Inner Circle Dallas. Now, what made you branch out to want to do another show? Like, what was your thought process behind that?
Well, originally, when I started the Inner Circle, because I actually live in Dallas,
mm-hmm.
So when I started it, I wanted to start with Dallas originally and then branch out to Houston. Well, the people I had initially, I had issues with people committing to filming and things like that.
Right.
And then also not really wanting to open up their life like Houston has done to be, in front of the camera. So I had issues with that. But with the Dallas cast, I thought, Houston's going to season 2, let me try to give it another try. This time, I have people who are dedicated. The Dallas cast is only going to be 4 people to start out.
Right.
But they're really dedicated. They've been awesome with filming. And, I definitely want to bring some type of reality to Texas. Because, Texas, we don't really get reality shows at all. And if we do, they don't last very long.
Yeah.
So I try to make Texas put us on the map a little bit.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this. Now we're about to wrap up this interview real quick. I want to ask you this because reality TV gets a lot of backlash. A lot of people call it ratchet TV. I call it that sometimes. I'm guilty of even watching shows, reality shows at some time too. Now, what is your thoughts on that? Because like a lot of people blame reality TV for the reason why things are the way they are. Like in real life for what's going on. Like, what's your thoughts on all the backlash to reality TV? Because this is your arena, so and I'm sure you get it too with your show. So, like, what are your thoughts and what can you say to defend reality TV?
Just from watching reality TV and producing a show, I feel like you only get to see an hour of people's lives or however long the show's on for,
mm-hmm.
and it's like you can't really base and depending on the way the world is or the way things are out of power of somebody's life. And to be honest, most of the people that bash reality TV want to be on reality TV themselves. Or they end up doing it and they're talking about it and it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, reality TV is a huge genre. I mean, without it, it's half the stuff on TV we wouldn't even watch. You know, so I feel like bashing reality TV is kind of pointless and kind of, I don't know, idiotic. Don't get me wrong, some of it is a little bit ratchet. You know, I can attest to that myself.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's just entertainment, just like any other scripted show. It's just entertainment.
Gotcha. All right, man. Well, people want to check out the Inner Circle Houston and soon the Inner Circle Dallas. How can they do so?
Yeah, so I mean, definitely, you know, you can go on my YouTube channel to watch both of the series, youtube.com/The Show. We're actually going to be filming the reunion for Inner Circle Houston, Inner Circle Dallas premieres April 17th. They're completely different from Houston, so it's definitely something, you know, people would like to see as part of a different cast.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, man, congratulations on everything you're doing, man. I think it's awesome. I think, you know, I think it's great that you knew what you wanted to do, and you're taking the steps to do it. And I think that's awesome. And for anybody out there who has a dream and they want to do something, do it. Don't let the naysayers stop you from doing what you want to do. If that's what's inside of you, you go forth and do it, no matter what. Because people are going to come at you regardless. So you have to know what God put in you, and you have to just go forth and do it and trust Him and just keep it moving. So thank you again, man, for calling in. And, you know, and give us some insight on the show, man. I'm looking forward to the next few episodes. And, yeah, man, continue to do some great work, bro.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I want to tell you thank you for all your support. Because, you know, you go on retweet and watch episodes and everything. So thank you tremendously for all that.
No problem. And y'all definitely check out the Inner Circle Houston and very soon the Inner Circle Dallas. All right, guys, we are going to now jump to Renetta DuBose, who has our Black History Moment.
All right, thanks, Carlton. This is our Black History Moment, and February is my favorite month, not just because it's the month of my birth, and I feel like every day I'm making history, but Black History Month is special because, and for those who don't know, it originally started as Black History Week by Carter G. Woodson, and after so many years, people felt like we needed to extend it for an entire month. And so initially it started out during the week of Abraham Lincoln's birthday, Frederick Douglass's birthday, and so now we celebrate for an entire month, 28 days, 29 on leap year. So again, it's my favorite month, and every year I try to honor men and women who are unsung heroes on my social media pages. And so I just want to share with you some of those folks, I'll do a man and a woman, who I feel like made history in their own way, who did something amazing, and we may not hear about them. We always hear about Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King Jr., Frederick Douglass. You know the song and dance that they like to put in our history books, and we learn about them. But how about some of those folks that you don't know, like Alice Ball? Who is she? Well, I did a little bit of research, and first, we've heard about leprosy. The issue with having boils on the skin. We heard about it in the Bible. Well, it was a pretty big issue in the early 1900s. And so let's just listen to Alice Ball and see a little bit about who she is. She was born in Seattle, Washington in 1892. Family of photographers. Somewhere along the line, she got interested in chemicals, and she went to school and got 2 degrees. She went to the University of Washington and got a degree in pharmacy as well as pharmaceutical chemistry. Now, Ms. Ball went on to get her master's degree from the University of Hawaii. Now, here's when she made history. She became the first African American and the first woman to get her master's degree from the University of Hawaii. So, just getting her education. That happened a lot with African Americans as they were moving out of the Reconstruction era and being able to get into colleges and afford college. They started becoming the first African American, first black to do this, that, and the other. And so sadly, we still have that going on today. But Miss Ball was very interested in chemistry and chemicals and medicine. And in 1916, she started working with a doctor in Hawaii on a particular chemical. She started working on oil extract. And they were getting a lot of patients in this hospital with leprosy. And I don't want to mess up the word, but I believe it's chalmugra oil. And I'm sure if anyone's familiar with that, they're correcting me right now. But with this particular oil, she began working with this doctor and getting the oil extract and putting it, injecting it into patients with leprosy. And unfortunately, in the midst of all of this, she died. She was 24 years old, New Year's Eve, 1916. But here's the amazing thing about what Miss Ball did. A couple of years later, a medical journal published that this particular hospital released 78 patients who had leprosy who received those oil injections that she worked on. They were completely healed of their leprosy. And for several years after that, until about the 1940s, they began to treat leprosy with this particular injection that Miss Ball created. It's amazing. And after that, you know, she received her accolades in death with the Alice Ball Day in Hawaii, and she also received another major award, the highest award that the Board of Regents gives at the University of Hawaii. So if you don't know her, now you know her, Alice Ball. And there are a couple of other people that deserve to be honored, but when it comes to unsung heroes, we always think about someone who's done something great. How many of you remember September 11th? I had no idea that one of the pilots was a black man. Amazing. His name is Leroy Homer, and he, of course, did several different things. He began flying at the age of 15, and he had his actual pilot's license at the age of 16. Loved flying. Well, he was actually on the plane that was headed for Washington, D.C., was headed for the Capitol. And this is the plane where the patients, you know, they were on the phones with their loved ones, finding out that there was an attack. They found out about the Twin Towers, and they got the courage somewhere along the line to say, hey, we're going to stop the terrorists. So what's interesting about Leroy Homer is that when they got into the cockpit, he was one of the first, as the co-pilot, to deal with the terrorists. So imagine, you know, you're flying your plane, you're going to your destination, which they were going to San Francisco, California, and they had already radioed him, and his wife did as well, that there were terrorists attacking our country through planes. And so you could hear him, you could hear the message from the cockpit box. You could hear him saying, you know, Mayday. And so that just goes to show that he is a hero because he put himself on the line first before anyone else. And the amazing thing is, history tells us that the autopilot was manipulated in a way that the terrorists could not fly the plane where they wanted it to go. They wanted it to go to Washington, D.C. And so it's hard to tell, but you never know if he was the one who intercepted that. So remember him, Leroy Homer, remember Alice Ball. These are our heroes. Leroy gave his life, and probably to no fault of her own, so did Miss Ball, but they truly changed America and how we live. So we want to thank them and the countless others that gave their lives for what we have today. That is your Black History Moment. And as my cousin always says, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. So make sure you learn something about someone for not just February, but all year long. And now we're going to throw to our next video. We'll be right back.
I am in the middle of something right now.
Derek's back.
What?
New friends. New foes. Same drama.
Hi, Marcus.
What do you want?
Better not take your lying ass back.
Karma.
Karma. I have good news for you.
All right, welcome back. We are back. Renetta, thank you for that Black History moment. I learned a lot today. That was really good, very informative.
Thanks for listening.
Yes, I think Tamika will be proud of you.
I know she will.
Yes. Yes, awesome. Okay, so we're gonna jump back in. Earlier today, we were talking about relationships. Okay, and of course you know me, I'm a TV junkie, so of course I got to throw some TV up in here for today's KARLTON Says Live. Being Mary Jane is here for our second season. Now, you're a big fan of Being Mary Jane.
First of all, I'm a big fan of Gabrielle Union.
Okay.
Love her.
Okay.
But I do love Being Mary Jane because she's a journalist like myself. And it talks about some of the struggles that women go through with finding love. It talks about some of the struggles that we have being in this business, too.
Okay, yeah.
With love and with life. So
it's definitely a good show. I enjoy it. I like how complex Mary Jane is. She's not that woman who thinks that she knows everything and she has everything together. I love that she doesn't have everything together. I love that she's so she's a mess. Yeah. Like professionally she on point. It's like she knows what she wants to talk about. She has her standards. She knows what she's gonna do. But personally, she's a wreck. It's like she's always, first season, for those of you who don't know, first season she was in a relationship with this married man. She didn't know he was married at first. Right. But then when she found out, she kind of still stayed with him because her heart was already involved in the situation.
Well, tell the whole story. He was supposed to be leaving his wife.
He was.
And that's how the married men get you. They're always.
But it's not always going to married men though. The woman can be like, yo.
They're always getting the divorce is going to be finalized in April. They always.
But women these days are sneaky too now. They be running them games too. You can't put all up on the man.
I've seen it with my own eyes. They always getting the divorces finalized in April. They always are.
What's up with you in the month of April?
I don't know.
Okay, so that was the first season. And then also in the first season, we were introduced to her ex-boyfriend, David, who is now back on the second season. And it's a complicated situation with that, too, because she's still in love with David, but he has a baby mama. So basically, he has a girlfriend that's pregnant at this time. So she's kind of dealing with that struggle as well.
Well, it's hard to let go of love when you don't get closure. Men, for some reason, don't need closure. Women
that's not true. Not for all men.
A lot of men.
It depends on the situation. There's been situations that I've been involved with. I was like, oh, you going cool, whatever. I don't care. But there were
99.9.
No. That's maybe lies.
Don't you need closure?
Terrence, help me! Like you solid, bro.
Well, Terrence is like, I don't need.
No, it's not that. That means on the real. Sometimes in a situation, there needs to be some kind of closure because we wind up. I'm going out. I didn't come up with any closure. I didn't come up with any reason as to why my marriage ended. It just ended. I'm just putting it out there, and I apologize to the other party, but I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. It's just simple fact is, what's going on?
Right.
And I need that closure, not because of she did something wrong or I did something wrong, but just knowing what was the problem, so I won't do it again.
Right.
But yeah. Closure.
Yeah, I do agree that it's like for most men we can't be like, yo, I'm done, I don't care.
Emphasis on most.
Most emphasis, okay. I thought most men, but there are people like this one. I need closure sometimes. Like I was in a situation similar to Terrence. I was married, but similar. It was just like I didn't understand. I invested so much time in this relationship. And then it just ended. And I never understood why. And to this day, I still don't really know why. I mean, I'm not harping on it because I don't move on and keep it moving. But in the back of your mind, you do think like, okay, why didn't this work now? What happened?
And that's how Mary Jane feels. That's how she feels. She wants to know why it didn't work with David. She wants to know, they were about to move in together. They were about to start a life together. And then it ended. And she wants closure. And he seems happy with this woman who is Caucasian, and she's dealing with that as well. Like, what does she have that Mary Jane doesn't have? That's what's going on. Like, what does she have that I don't have? And a lot of women ask that question when they see their exes move on. They're like, well, what does she have that I don't have? I gave him everything. Because when a woman gives up, she's tried everything. So, and I know that because I'm her. Like, when I give up, it's because I moved heaven and earth to be with you, and you still did not try. You still did not change. Like, God not spoke, heaven moved, you did not change. And that's what a lot of women do. And so Mary Jane's like, you know, I'm successful, I'm beautiful, I did all this stuff, and he still didn't want me. He didn't want me. Oh my gosh, he didn't want me. And so she wants an answer. She gets it season 2. And so, you know, we're seeing. Yeah, we're seeing the thing. See, you haven't seen this episode, but this week's episode was really good. So, I'm not spoiling it, but I need you to catch up. Well, you know, I am supposed to be working when it comes on Tuesday. So, you know, in general, I'm not watching Being Mary Jane. Clear it up. Yeah. Speaking of Caucasian women and the other races, real quick, I want to touch on Iggy Azalea because she's just been in the media and causing a lot of controversy because she's an Australian woman who is a top-selling rapper in the industry, and people just can't get past it. A lot of people are really hating on this woman. Like, they're like, she shouldn't be rapping. She's trying to sound black. She's trying to sound ghetto. You know, it's just she's got a lot of daggers thrown at her. Have you listened to her music? I listen to her music. I get fancy, but I definitely have to side with my girl Jilly from Philly. Okay. You know, when that was that whole Twitter beef, and I don't know if you call it beef, but anyway, responses. But you know, Jill just said it was hard for her to get with that because it sounds like she picked up from the era of Da Brat and Eve. So it's like she could hear what she had already heard before. And I know that these artists typically sample, you know, music from the past and sort of, you know, that's what you do. You hear, you know, former artists and you pick up from that, you know, I want to sound just like Stevie, or I want to write just like Stevie, or whatever. And so then the new Stevie comes around. But I mean, she's good. I like her. I think it just gets tough when you have the Caucasian race trying to be like the black race. I think some people are just still sensitive to that. But I mean, I guess to me, this is my thing. I always say you have two choices. You can either listen to it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to support her. And honestly, and this is what I even said about the whole sorority sister situation. It's like, you know, the more you kind of talk about it, the bigger it's gonna grow. So I mean, the more people are hating on Iggy Azalea, the bigger she's getting. That's why people like haters. That's, I mean, at the end of the day, that's true. Hashtag thank you. You are allowing me to get exposure. Thank you. And that's what it is. I just say, let Iggy do what she does. I mean, I don't think she's bothering anybody. If you don't like her, then don't like her. Don't support her. But I think I have a problem with people there are people who are chasing their dream and want to do fun. And I have a big issue with people who are just so negative all the time. I guess because I'm a creator and I'm on that side, you know, and I have people always coming at me about hating on me, I guess, if you want to say. So I empathize with Iggy in that sense, you know. And we did grow with Iggy. We don't know what she went through in Australia, out back. Those were dangerous kangaroos. We don't know. We don't. So could be just like growing up in the Bronx. I mean, it could be. So we don't know. It could have been a hard knock life. It could have been. But I mean, I doubt it. I mean, yeah. I'm just saying. I just say, just let her do her. And for artists who aren't doing anything and who are constantly throwing daggers, how about you go into the studio and make some music? Shade no shade.
The thing is, we have to realize they are entertainers. That's what they are. They do not mold our lives. And all of this hate toward her because she has a talent. To say that she's being like somebody else, no, I think she's got her own style. I think Iggy is being Iggy. I don't think that she's trying to be, you know, the Brat or Missy Elliott or whoever the case may be. Even though those are the artists that she named, that she looked up to, But again, she made it. Okay,
She
let's
sure did.
give it up to her. She made it. You know, and then because of other artists, just because you sitting around being lazy, expecting somebody to give something to you, these folks out here working.
That's what happened with that's what was going with the Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim beef. It was the same thing. It was like at the time Nicki Minaj was, I mean, she's still doing awesome, but I mean, she was really starting to blow up, and Lil Kim was angry about that. She was like, "You're not paying homage to me," and all this other stuff. So it's kind of like the same situation. It's like Lil Kim, bruh. I mean, make some music. You're still a dope rapper. Make some music. So I agree with you, Terrence. It's like instead of sitting down on your butt and throwing down, just go to the studio. You got access.
Because the real artist will have a lifetime
I agree.
of performing and entertaining and supplying to their customers.
I agree.
What the customers want. If you're good, if you're the real deal, you will last a lifetime.
I agree. And we want to last a lifetime here on KARLTON Says Live. So thank you so much for joining us on another episode. We had fun. I had fun with you today, Renetta, so thank you for coming. Yes. Learned a lot. Thank you to Zachary, Bess for calling in. Thank you to the cast, the female cast of Karma. Thank y'all for coming and stopping here at KARLTON Says Live. We thank you guys for watching. Please continue to watch, support every Friday here on Ustream. We love you guys. Chicago folks, thank y'all as well. So, we're out. And y'all have a good weekend, and we'll see you.